All right, Science Friday. What are we making today?
Jello.
Jello. What is the active ingredient in Jello?
Gelatin.
Gelatin. And when you make something out of gelatin, it becomes, Ruben?
Gelatinous.
Gelatinous. How many pounds of gelatin do we make every year? 827 million pounds of gelatin made every year. What is the number one source of gelatin that we make? What is the number one source of gelatin?
Pigskin.
Pigskin. And what is the number two source of gelatin? Cow. Cowhide. Cowhide. And what is the number three largest source of gelatin in the world?
Animal bones.
Animal bones. That's right. Absolutely right. Perfect. Okay. So I'm going to go get the boiling water and we're going to make our Jello now. So, who is the first largest producer of gelatin in the world, guys?
West America.
Western Europe. Western Europe. Who's the second largest producer? Do you know?
Canada?
Latin America. And who is the third largest producer? We should be
America.
proud of this one. North America. Also known as?
Canada.
That's right. Third largest producer of gelatin in the world. All right, everybody, give it a taste. The Jello's in there. Give it a taste. Put your finger in and give it a quick taste. What's it taste like? What's yours taste like, Ryan? What's yours taste like? Apple. What's yours taste like, Ryan? Blue raspberry. What's yours taste like, B? Cherry. That's awesome.
Daddy.
See.
What was the hot water?
What's that?
The hot water?
Yeah, it's boiling right now. Okay, so to make the Jello, we need our Jello packs, and we need 1 cup of hot water and 1 cup of cold water. So we're going to take 1 cup of hot water, we're going to put it in the Jello, and we'll mix it around, and we'll get it all dissolved. And dissolved means that all this powder is going to disappear completely and look clear, okay? There shouldn't be any grains of sugar. Shouldn't be any grains of sugar when we're done, right? Rue? Shouldn't be any grains of sugar when we're done, right?
No.
Should be all dissolved in the water. Now after that, we're gonna add 1 cup. Stop eating it. If you eat all of it now, then we have nothing for the water. So then, when we're done dissolving it into the hot water, we put 1 cup of cold water in and we stir it one more time and we make sure that it's really, really stirred well, right? Because we want all that powder to be completely gone, so everything's clear. After that, we put it in the fridge and we let it set for about 2 hours, about an hour and a half, 2 hours in the cold. And it'll set completely, and you'll have 2 cups of Jello, and then we're gonna have that for snacks for today and for tomorrow and stuff, which is really good because there's no way you're eating 6 cups of Jello in one day. Yeah, still a lot of sugar in there. Still a lot of sugar. When I was a kid, we had this thing where instead of buying candy at the store and stuff, my friends and I, we got the idea that we could buy Jello packs instead for like 30 cents or 50 cents, and then we could eat them like a fun dip, right? Because they taste like a fun dip, which is really good. But this one time, I got the bright idea that I would do the same thing with a Kool-Aid pack. And I'm going to tell you right now, Kool-Aid packs are not the same as Jello. They don't have sugar in them, and they taste like aspirin. So don't do it, okay? It's really disgusting, okay? I'm gonna go check to see if the hot water's done. Okay, so this is the part where you're gonna need parents. If you're out there and you're watching, you're a kid, this is the part where you're gonna need parents, okay? You need boiling water, and this stuff is really, really hot, over 100 degrees, right? So it gets on your hands and stuff, it burns the skin right off you, okay? So we each have our Jello, and we're ready to go. One note is, don't eat all the Jello before we get to this stage, okay? I had the misfortune of telling my children now that you can eat this stuff without the water, and most of the Jello is gone. So we're going to take the water, and you want to measure out 1 cup of water, just like that. And I'm going to bring it over here and show you. See right on the measuring cup, you see where it says 1 cup? Or 8 ounces. It says 8 ounces. 8 ounces and 1 cup, exactly the same thing, okay? 1 cup of water, 8 ounces, 250 milliliters. 1 cup of water, 8 ounces, 250 milliliters. We're going to put it into the Jellos, okay? You put it into each one. They get 1 cup of hot water, and then they start stirring to make that really dissolve. Now, if you don't follow the directions completely and you put 2 cups instead, that's perfectly fine. It just means it's going to take a little longer for the Jello to set. The reason why we dissolve with 1 cup and put 1 cup of cold is because we want to be able to eat this in the next hour and a half, 2 hours. But if we put 2 cups of hot water, it'll be in that fridge for 4 hours before you can even touch it, okay? Now,
ooh, it smells awesome, Daddy.
it does smell awesome. Now, while they're mixing, here's the beauty of this stuff. Jell-O is the exact same stuff you would use to make gummy candies, right? We went over this, guys? Gummy candies. Okay, so let's say you have 4 packs of Jell-O and you want to make gummy candies for a treat. You want to make gummy candies for a treat, right? Okay, you have 4 packs of Jell-O and that's what you want to do. You want to make gummy candies. So you take 4 packs of Jell-O and you put them into a large bowl. And into that, we're going to add either half the water and make Jigglers, or a quarter of the water and make a gummy candy. So in that case, you got 4 packs of Jell-O. You should have 4 cups of hot water, right? So what do we put instead then to make the candy? We put 4 packs of Jell-O and 1 cup of hot water, okay? Which it takes a lot to dissolve that, okay? You might need a little bit more, maybe 1.5 cups. And then after it's dissolved, you're going to put 1 cup of cold water in and keep dissolving in the cold water, right? Keep dissolving into the cold water, and then we're going to pour it out. And when you're making gummy candies, instead of making the gummy candies in a bowl, you take it and you put it on a sheet, right? Okay, we need to put our cups on cold water. All right, so 1 cup of cold water into this one, and we're almost there. And then 1 cup of cold water into this one. Cup of cold water into this one. Alright, so keep stirring because you want to make sure it's really, really well mixed, okay? So yeah, like I was saying, if you wanted to make this into a jiggler, okay? Remember, you don't remember, but everybody else remembers that back in the day, Bill Cosby, he said, you can make the Jello Jigglers, and the Jello Jigglers are so awesome, you know? And then you're like, yeah, I love Jello Jigglers, and they're really not that great, but it was fun. So you take 2 packs of Jell-O, and you make it as you would for 1 pack of Jell-O. So 1 cup of hot water, 1 cup of cold water, and you end up with Jello Jigglers. These things that you could actually, like you cut animal shapes and you could jiggle them around. They were really apparently fun to eat and stuff. I never really liked them. But they're fun to eat because you can turn them into dinosaurs and bite their heads off and stuff. And then if you really want to make the cool stuff, you make something that's a candy, right? So if you don't have 4 cups, or if you don't have 4 packs of Jell-O, get what you can do. If you don't have 4 packs of Jell-O, and you only have, let's say, 1 pack of Jell-O, but you've got some clear gelatin in the house, because some houses have this clear gelatin still, people still buy it, and you dissolve 1 pack of this and 2 tablespoons of clear gelatin in 1 cup of hot water, and then add 1 cup of cold water, and then you put your liquid mix on a really deep cookie sheet or the bottom of a 9x13 baking pan.
I'm gonna try yours.
And then guess what you get? You get a sheet of gummy candy that you could slice up and turn into gummy worms and things like that. Isn't that cool? I think it's pretty cool.
It's called a red-beard dragon.
Yeah, red-beard dragon. That sounds awesome.
Yeah.
That sounds awesome. So anyway, so if you're going to try to make shapes and you want to turn it into something like you have an ice cube tray that's got ladybugs or something and you want to turn it into that, then your best bet is before you go and put your Jell-O into a silicone mold of that kind, the first thing you want to do is dust it with cornstarch. So you take it and you put cornstarch in it and you shake it all around, and then you tap all the excess out until it's completely dry, except it's got that thin layer of cornstarch. And then you pour your Jell-O in the molds, and you end up with homemade gummy candies.
Here, can I see
And if you don't end up with homemade gummy candies, you end up with some really cool jigglers. But the thing is that, yeah, remember, if you want to make the homemade gummy candies, it's just 1 pack of Jell-O, 2 tablespoons of plain gelatin, dissolve 1 cup of hot water, 1 cup of cold water, pour into the molds, gummy candies. Well, anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed. We're going to put our stuff in the fridge now and wait for it to set. So everybody say goodbye.
Bye.
Bye, everybody. It was really fun.